Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I got this thing. It's in the wrong spot. I really need. There we go. Get us some lights. Lights. Cameras. Acciones. How y'all doing? All right. So I'm so tired of this. I need to put this on the wall instead of it being in my background looking like a mess. So listen, y'all. Your girl, she look cute, don't she? Anyway, y'all, I just came back from the Blue Haines City Met Gala, where Commissioner Burnell Smith has started his journey, and I'm so excited for him. Shout out to my cousin and his lovely wife, ex-wife, longtime girlfriend. I don't know what they want to call it. They one big happy family to me. So shout out to them. Let me tell y'all, I talked about them not too long ago, and I don't have nothing to say horrible, bad, or whatever. What I can say is I love this for them. Like I was there tonight in full effect, and I love a woman on a mission. I got to give Markeisha all her credit, all her dues. Um, Congratulations. Like she pulled this off. It was beautiful. They had a guy who was standing up doing the y'all know how they pretend to be what are they called, statues, and she had the balloons, she had the food, they had a whole little program to kind of celebrate him. Amber Streeter came out, Seven Streeter came out, song, Haines City got some diamonds, baby, some diamonds in the rough and then some shining diamonds. We as a city, our city produces. I can say that. But anyway, I I shared this story with y'all a while ago, but I'm gonna share it again. I remember when I was getting ready to start teaching, and I was like, "This is what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna really do it." Blah blah blah. I was going into the school system. She was coming out of the school system. And I remember she was like, no, teaching isn't where it's at. There's no money in it. There's no this, there's no that. And I was like, yeah, but, everybody doesn't do it for the money. She was like, yeah, that's great, but I'm going to be a lawyer. And to watch her from afar, but do everything that she said that she was going to do. She became a lawyer. Um, she and my cousin, they've owned several businesses. Them as a black couple, ups, downs, indifference, having their own relationship with no one, um not worrying about what other people think. I think that was one of the most beautiful things that I can say that I appreciate seeing them. And then seeing how over the course of the last like 6 years, how she's developed as a businesswoman, how she has pushed my cousin to become commissioner. I know it was maybe a joke, maybe real, whatever else, but one of his comments was, you know, y'all know while I'm doing this because Marquisha pushed me to it. But to have that dynamic in a relationship where this woman has a vision for herself, and she's empowered and she's moving forward, and it's like we're doing this together, we're doing this as a team. I love you, you love me, ups, downs, indifference, whatever have you, because people, you see the bad in relationships and you see like some of these good things, and people just um I don't know, but for me, I don't think people talk about like the reality of a lot of relationships, and how to be in a relationship with two different but dynamic people. Um and just to see them flourish together, and in this retrospect, having retrospect now, and seeing like this celebration of him moving into this great feat, and becoming a more developed man, taking on more responsibility, not only within the household, but like they have done real estate, they have done, she, like I said, she's a lawyer, she does personal claims, car accidents, things like that, having several businesses. But the idea that you constantly progress as two individuals, like when I tell y'all, I was in this atmosphere and seeing how family, friends, the city comes out to celebrate the two of them, because yes, he's doing something, he's a man in his own right and she's a woman in her own right, but the dynamics of the two of them, I thought that was so beautiful. And I don't think we talk about people having autonomy in relationships and still being able to flourish together. I think a lot of times what we do is we take on, especially as people of color, I think we take on this perception of what relationships should be like, should look like, should work like, especially off of European concepts, and it's not the same. The dynamics are definitely not the same, and so we get a lot of things misconstrued because you see this dynamic of like, for me, I see this dynamic of the woman, like this idea of traditional roles, the woman staying home, being the nurturer, and the woman, taking care of the kids and, being in her feminine where she just cooks, cleans, and she's a maid, Molly the maid. And I'm just like, that's not the same dynamics in a black relationship. Because I've never not seen black women not working. I've never not, we don't, even though we work within a patriarchal society, it has always been matriarchs who have ran our homes. And so I feel like a lot of women, especially in relationships, when I'm looking, of course, even in my own experience, um, sometimes what happens is women get in these relationships, and when they get into it at first, this man is respectful of the autonomy that you have, the loving me but not smothering me, the I'm here for you, but you got to do this on your own, like I'm not all up in your business. And then I think the more we get into a relationship, sometimes we change the dynamics where it's just like, oh, I just want to lay back and just want to, whatever else. Like we don't give direction. And every relationship is different because you have men who play into these ideas and roles too, but somehow somewhere in there, it it forces the one once the dynamics change, it forces the relationship to kind of tear away and not be what it really was in the beginning. It's like the woman loses her autonomy and she becomes more engulfed in what this man is and what he represents, and all these different aspects of their relationship. And then it's like she, like, yeah, you're the head, you're the leader, do the things that, quote unquote, we hear from all the outside noise telling us how our relationship should be. And then when the man is sitting there like, well, what do you want? And he's looking for you to make requests, it's whatever you want, whatever you're going to do. And then of course she, in instance, starts to deteriorate within that relationship because there's a loss of a lot of things. And I want to explore that. It may not get explored tonight because it's like 10 something, and excuse me, I'm about to go take all this makeup off. It ain't a whole lot, but I'm about to go take it off and go take my trash out before the trash man come in the morning. But but I was just sitting up here and I was just thinking about, like I say, relationship dynamics, and it's something I might explore in another video or something like that. But the dynamics of relationships and how it looks differently in the European versus the Afrocentric households, and how, you know, at the end of the day, everybody needs to build their relationship and based off of the people who are in the relationship, not try to look for these outside sources and what it should look like and whatever else. Just experience what's taking place and move through that experience and learn to communicate, because I think in a lot of relationships now, communication is a big factor. And of course, I do speak from my own personal experience as well. It's like you are taught that you should be submissive, but not really understanding what that really entails and what that really looks like and how that's going to work in your relationship. Because it's just, I come with an ideal of what submissive looks like. He comes with an ideal of what it looks like. And because we haven't had this conversation, we haven't conversed on what this will look like between the two of us and how we can maneuver in this aspect, creating our own ecosystem. Then it damages it, right? It damages the ecosystem. And like, even when I started off talking about my cousin and his longtime girlfriend, his wife, whatever, his partner in life at this point, because that's what we have to kind of consider it. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter the title. His partner in life, this person he's choosing to be with every day, that is what is important. Because the all of the other things, because I definitely, especially when we get to marriage, you being married, whatever marriage looks like for you may not look like the same thing for somebody else. And then you having papers saying that you're married, and then divorcing and not having papers. It's something about that as well, as an aspect that once you get the government document paper that says that you're married, that kind of deteriorates relationships too. And I've seen a number of relationships where people have been together for 13, 14, 15 years. They finally get married and then they divorce in less than 7. And it's something about the dynamics that it just changes it. And then they can even afterwards, I've seen where people go back to being friends and having great loving relationships. And then people are like, well, y'all still ain't married. And it's just like, by whose definition? Like, by what? Because ultimately, like, we have this cosmic agreement of us being together, and however that may look to us is all that matters. The people who are in it. Because even with you being microcosms outside of it, being family, be that family, uh religion, your whatever, your church denomination that you're part of, although you guys are have some influence, but you're still outside of this nucleus. And so, y'all, I say all that to say community is vital. Um, it provides a good support system. Being able to be in a relationship and have conversation is vital. As important as being able to define what all of these things mean to you and how they function with you is vital. But autonomy is number one, because you have to maintain your own aspect and idea of you and who you are, so that that definition can be defined through all these different relationships, and that you're not in a place where you are depressed or have so much anxiety because you're showing up as something that is not original or not your own state. I think that's one of the major things that causes a lot of issues. So having an autonomy within whatever it is that you do, and again, that could be religion, that could be community, that can be your relationship with your significant other. Autonomy is very vital, but you have to define that for yourself first. And then, like I say, with anybody else, communicate and see how those things translate while you're together. And if something isn't working out, again, come back to the table, come back to the drawing board and talk it over again, and have a vision for the two of you. Have your own vision separately, and then have a coexisting vision, because it's so beautiful to see things transpire. And like, I was sitting up there, a lot of people were asking me, like, oh, you still teaching? And I'm like, yes, I teach, but no, I'm not in the school system. Like, I'm not doing that this year. And they was like, well, you must be making good money. I'm like, I can't say that either. You know what I'm saying? But what I can say is this is the pivotal moment for myself to invest the most in myself, to take all the things that it is that I'm saying, and making sure that I'm applying it every day, and I'm bringing something new to the table for myself, and understanding who I am, how I love to love, how I want to be loved, how I love myself, how I appreciate myself, and then see that and how it transforms into different things when I'm in different environments and coexisting with other people. And I think that is what makes life so dynamic. Enjoying that journey, and tag teaming along with other individuals on the journey of self discovery. And like what I told y'all, when I seen her going out of the school system 6 years ago, like, I don't think I would have ever imagined the success that they have accomplished together, the success she has done on her own. And I see even greater things for her. Like, I'm like, you know, excuse my language. I was like, bitch, you're doing the damn thing. Like, and for anybody who has anything negative to say about it, it's just like, you do it. If you can do it, anytime somebody say something negative on somebody else and speaking on them and what they should and could and would do, I'm like, well, you do it, because success leaves clues, and you talking about it and not being about it, nobody wants to hear your negative speech on their life, especially if you're not providing them with that, you know what I'm saying, with those dynamics. But again, tonight was lovely. um it was grandiose in some aspects, but for the most part, it was inspiring for me, and I'm so ready for I'm so excited, honestly, and I'm so ready for what the next 2 to 3 years is gonna bring. Cause like 6 years in the making, I'm already on year 4. Look, on year 4 of doing what I've been doing. And now just taking a risk and doing things a little bit more and relying on myself a little bit more and more heavy and it's just y'all. I ain't gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna be about it. But y'all will see. But anyway, y'all, let me go get my life together. I've been on here longer than I imagined, but I definitely wanted to come in because I was excited. Look, I'm coming in hot, hot, hot. But yeah, I wanted to come in. I wanted to drop that to y'all. Look, give y'all a little look. Do a little razzle dazzle. Hold on, y'all, because she can't be. Yeah, I gotta give it to you. Give you a little sauce, little lashes, a little lash. All right, y'all. But for real, let me go ahead and shut this down. And I don't know. I feel like I need to do a couple more things, but yeah. I love y'all. Bye.